Propping a stock up temporarily doesn't help you if you're a long-term owner, unless you think he's selling equity at the same time. I just don't understand the trade.
I don't think he's selling equity at the same time. I mean, that'd be very dangerous path, a very dangerous route to take. I do think he's trying to create some excitement. And, sometimes when people buy very far out of the money calls, they do create some, let's call it, I don't want to say manipulative excitement, but it is a little bit artificial, and it does get people fired up because they start thinking about, wow, this is a crazy, unusual activity.
To what end? To what end, Tom? This is the part I don't understand. I can get you, if I'm going to spend money to get people excited, that's great, but it's not an investment.
No, it's not an investment, and it's not a good trade even. And I mean, on the off chance that it works, like I said, it's a 4 or 5 standard deviation move. So you're talking about, statistically speaking, you're talking about something that's a fraction of a percent. So is that a good move? Well, it wouldn't be for me and it wouldn't be for you, but some people are like, hey, you know what? I'll roll the dice on a less than 1% chance of something happening. I mean, maybe that's the way certain people think. It's not the way I think.
Okay, talking about rolling the dice, and I don't think he was even rolling the dice, but nonetheless, Elon Musk hitting up Twitter last night, saying that he's going to be buying Manchester United, only for several hours later saying, just joking. Enough people took it seriously that the stock moved.
Yeah, that was crazy, too, because I think he was he's obviously really kidding around. But that's a much different situation. I mean, would the stock go up about, $1 or something? I mean, and the option volume increased, but it's still, I think it's only about a $2 billion market cap. And so, I mean, there are a few people that are going to take wild shots with anything Elon says. I mean, he's got that kind of power, but I think he was just teasing the marketplace.
Now, but do you think that with that power, I mean, Becky and I were talking about this earlier, with that power comes responsibility, and therefore the question is, given the SEC, settlement before around his own companies, should he be talking about stocks at all? Was this a mistake in which he didn't even realize it was a publicly traded company? That's possible too. I mean, how do you think about that?
I mean, it's possible he didn't realize it was publicly traded, because I didn't even realize it was publicly traded. But I do think he's walking down a very dangerous path. And I don't like it. I mean, so far, he's had a bit of Teflon to him, and nothing has stuck with respect to, the regulators. But if the rest of us did something like that, it would be pretty ugly. So I agree with you there. I don't like, that's a dangerous path. All I can think of is that he really didn't know it was publicly traded.